Hello, I'm Dr. Paul with True Health Center. Today, what I want to do is I want to cover a basic video. We have an orientation coming up, and I want to be able to cover some basic points before the orientation. If you're first time here, welcome. This is True Health Center, which is an extension of Westside Family Acupuncture. Our goal is a medical center for prevention and treatment of modern diseases. You can find out a lot more about us at our website. Feel free to call and come in for a free consultation. So anyway, let's move straight into it because I really want to go over these points. There are three problems or questions that arise when we talk about moving from poor health to better health, or when we talk about weight loss in general. The three problems are, what is health? That's a simple question, yet profound. Second one is, why do we place so little value on ourselves and on our health? Which we do. And third, what motivates one to make lifestyle changes to invest in themselves? These are three essential problems and questions that I want to try to answer. So let's get started. Problem number one, what is health? I thought that would be a simple question, although I never asked that question myself till about 4 years ago. And when that question came up, all of a sudden I realized I've never answered that. What is health? It's a profound question. I thought I could simply Google it and I'd find what people are saying, what health is. But that's not true. In fact, this question has not been sufficiently answered. Our medical system has not really answered this question. Our medical system is more set up to treat diseases. These are things that happen. We get treatment after an issue has occurred. After we're sick, after we have a heart attack, after we get to the point we're in need of surgery. This is so our system is really more based in disease, not in health. And you'll hear this echoed in other places. So the question was, what is health? How do I measure that? And it is a complex question. And so for the last 4 years, I've been haunted by this question. I've tried to answer this question. And in fact, True Health Center and the True Health and Weight Loss Program have issued out of this very question about what is health. It's funny. You go through life and you've learned how to work and you've learned you've learned your skills in your job. You've learned how to pay your bills. Maybe you've been successful at raising kids and go on vacation and things like that. But we're really, really poor about taking care of ourselves. We don't do it very well. In fact, I would say a vast majority of the patients who come into our clinic, they've already lost 25 to 50% of their health. And that's devastating because a lot of them are quite young, late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. These people are quite young and they're already in really profound health crisis going on. And so our goal is to change that. That's what we want to do. There's a philosopher named Christian Murdian. He had said once, we teach people, we educate them, we send them to universities, we teach them how to solve complex problems and fly people to the moon, but we never teach them how to live. And I think this hits the point. We're not really taught how to live. We don't know what's good for us often. And a lot of times when it comes to our health, we're doing a lot of things that are bad for us. And so that idea of we don't know how to live. What is health? If we're going to change and become healthy, we need to be able to define what health is. And I think we've come a long ways in that. And then not only do we need to define it, we need to say, well, how do I measure health? And I found an awesome ways to measure health. Not measure disease, but measure health. Even though they are kind of the same question on two sides of a coin, but they are quite different also. So what is health? That's going to be one of the first things that we're going to bring into the program, is not only helping define what health is, right? which weight loss is included in that, but only, that's only one aspect of health. But the second issue is we're going to evaluate you. We want to evaluate your health and find out where it really is. So what is health is a great question to ask. And so I feel like the more clear and concise and understandable you understand what health is, it will help shape and change your life. The second question that we have here, I'm going to pass those up. This is a quote from Dr. Andrew Weil. He says, "I have argued for years that we do not have a health care system in America. We have a disease management system, one that depends on ruinously expensive drugs and surgeries that treat health conditions after they manifest, rather than giving our citizens simple diet, lifestyle, and therapeutic tools to keep them healthy." That's so true. It's just true. Problem number 2 is, why do we place so little value on our health? And I see this all the time. We do not place value on our health. I see the most successful people, engineers and people who've done well in business, and they're moving towards retirement or in retirement. They're in their 60s. They're still quite young. And yet they are plagued with obesity and diabetes and hypertension. They are dying at a young age. They are in horrible shape. Just because people are educated doesn't mean that they actually take care of themselves. In fact, the truth is that education was about engineering, or that education was about a skill, or that education was about liberal arts or something like that. But there was little to no education about how to take care of oneself. We place way too little value on our health, about taking care of ourselves. Why is that? I think one reason is that we make everything else more important. And I don't mean this selfishly. I just simply say that we make other people more important than taking care of ourselves. And you can't take care of other people if you don't take care of yourselves. Eventually you'll break down. We make money more important than our health. We're worried about investing in our health. We're worried about cost to our health. I always tease the guys, they go out and buy these big trucks, which cost them about $600 a month, and you add insurance and tags and gas and all that, surely you get close to $800 a month, and they won't spend a couple $100 a month on their own health. That's not right. The greatest asset you have is your health. But the greatest threat is your health. We don't invest in ourselves. We don't take care of ourselves. We don't watch ourselves. We don't have any standards for ourselves. We let ourselves go. And a lot of that has to do with the culture. All these other things are exalted in our culture. Like I said, it's work and it's money and it's relationships and it's pleasure and it's vacations and it's eating out and it's doing all this. And we're killing ourselves. That's one reason. The other reason is that if we were to make changes, there's an issue that happens once we get into a life, a routine, a status quo. Once we're kind of living a certain life, and that lifestyle doesn't include taking care of ourselves, it gets really hard to get out of that lifestyle. It's really hard to get off the couch, really hard to make changes, because now your changes affect other people, and now they affect the structure of your current lifestyle. A lot of people will die in their lifestyle before they ever make a change. I found out about me, and I think it's true. I have to die to one life to go to a new life. I have to let go of what I have now if I want to move to another life. Sorry about that. But I have to come to the end. Have you ever had that time in your life where you're like, I'm done. I can't live like this anymore. I can't do it. That's when life's coming to an end. Now you're ready for something new. But until you're ready to let go, or until you know you need to let go of this present life, then it makes it really hard to even look at making a change in a new life. I think I've been around this, and maybe you have too. My 4 or 5 times I find out about every 8 to 10 years. I'm like, yeah, I got to let go of this. This lifestyle doesn't work for me anymore. And if you're in poor health, your lifestyle isn't really working for you. And you need to put value on yourself, and you need to be willing to let the change happen. To let it affect people, let it affect your finances, let it affect your time. A lot of people get to the point where I don't have time. They don't have time. Really, they don't. Because their current lifestyle gives them no time to take care of themselves. That's not right. Their current lifestyle wouldn't allow them to invest in themselves at all. That's when we start protecting a life that no longer works for us. That's when we're being self-destructive. And we add to that, another side to that, is we don't really understand the risk level that we have. There's a real significant risk level that I found for most people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and 70s and 80s, obviously, but I'm looking at this group of people, 40 through 60. They're surprised to find out how poor their health has become. Because our health isn't measured, it isn't tested, it isn't revealed to us. We don't really know where our health is at. As long as we can walk to work and get to work and do our grocery shopping, we think we're doing okay, but the truth is no. The truth is we lose 1 to 2% of our health after 30 years of age, 1 to 2% every year. And so within a decade, you can lose to 10 to 20% of your health. You add a few decades onto that, you may have lost 30, 40% of your health. And let me tell you, that's when you start having more bad days than good days. That's when you don't feel good. That's when your energy drains. That's when you become full of pain. And we hide it from ourselves. There is this kind of, we keep one eye closed and the other eye halfway open, where we're aware that our health is going down. We're aware that we've let ourselves go. We're aware that being overweight or obesity is having consequences on us, but we kind of close one eye and we try to not look at it, or we do what's called self-inflicted blindness. I don't want to know. But you can only be blind so long, because eventually what comes is a health crisis. Oh, and they come. Everybody gets them. But you have the chance to be able to make a change now. The chance. And then you say, well, I just don't feel motivated. How can I get motivated to do it? I'm glad you asked that question, because actually that is the third question, right? That's for another, I was going to go over part of that, but I think I was doing that too. But I want to get to the third question. What truly motivates one to invest in their health? And that's a big question, because a lot of times what you find out is when you talk to people about improving their health, they have no motivation of it at all. It seems rather burdensome and overwhelming. And I think in a sense it's true, is that when your health starts to get poor and it gets worse, and you're not taking care of yourself, and you're not maybe sleeping and eating right and exercising, and you're doing all that, and you know it at some level. And the idea of addressing it just seems way too overwhelming. But first thing I want to share with you is that it's not. We can help you get there. You'd be surprised how simple it is to turn things around. I've improved my health over 30% in the last year and a half, 2 years. You can too. And it wasn't really that hard. But, the solutions are rather simple. Yeah. But the motivation, well, what motivates people really? Because isn't it really hard to do something you don't want to do? We'll do it if there's enough force on us. We might do it because we have a boss that requires it, or maybe laws that require it, or maybe just the absolute being able to take care of ourselves and pay our bills and things like that. But what motivates people? I'll tell you, motivation usually comes from inspiration. Internally, you find hope. You find a way. You go, oh man, I want to do that. And how do you find inspiration? Motivation, we might think, could be externally driven, put on you. You should do this. You have to do this. But inspiration comes from inside you. It's you that wants to do it. And how could you get to a place where you wanted to do it? You wanted to move your health. How can you get there? It's not too hard. First thing is be around people who are inspired to go that way already. It's kind of like a little fire. You catch it, you know. They're excited about getting healthy, and pretty soon you find you're among them, and it rubs off on you. So be around people who want to get healthy. That's a big one. Second one, and probably the biggest one, education and learning. Oh, it can open such doors. It can help you make a shift in your mind. It can open up a whole new horizon to you. This is really a big part of our program, is to open up a new horizon, a new paradigm, a new way, and a practical way to get healthy. Yeah, I'm so excited about that. So if you're not motivated, that's okay. Come and get motivated. Come and let yourself be inspired. And once you get that inspiration inside you, you'll want to do it. The other way is be in a group plan. Like that's what we're doing. We're doing a whole group together here, talking about health, talking about how we can move. We're all in the same boat. We're all the same. We all have let ourselves go. We've all been down that road. But be in a group of people who are moving in the same direction, that can be very encouraging. Yeah. And then probably one of the other powerful ways to bring inspiration, be honest about how you're living. Look at your life. Really look at it. Go, man, am I living in a way that's actually good for me? Am I? Take time to do an honest evaluation. Take time to be honest with yourself. Let yourself see what you're doing and how you're living. Oh, that helps me all the time. I look and go, no, I can't live like that no more. Our program is designed for long-term behavioral changes, not a 16 weeks plan and that's it. No, there's follow-up visits after the 16 weeks. But our plan is for long-term behavioral changes. A shift here, and a shift in how we live, in our behaviors, in our habits. We want to help people habituate health. Yes, that's what we want to do. Okay, let me conclude with this. Unless we stop the process of losing our health, we will continue to lose 1% to 2% per year. And I see people, like I said, coming into their 50s, and they've lost a significant amount of their health. The only thing that's coming from that is a health crisis, something often severe. We don't need to go that way. The truth is, you can regain your health. It's so exciting. There's so much hope in this program. You may have lost a significant part. You may be even in poor health. But oh my gosh, that could turn around, and we look forward to that. We got to help you define what health is and see the gold, and we know we can get you there. We know where we came from, we know where we need to go, and we have a path in our program to get you there. So I'm really excited by that. Secondly, we got to up your value of yourself. You got to value yourself. You got to value yourself enough to invest in yourself, invest in time and money and hard work and all of that. You got to place a value on yourself. We can't let ourselves go any longer. We can't treat ourselves so poorly. We can't be the last one on the list. We can't do that. When we don't take care of ourselves, we're placing no value on ourselves. We're just getting by. No, we're going to help you raise the standard, absolutely. And on motivation, the whole program in many ways is designed to motivate, designed to bring inspiration. From its scientific testing to its educational classes to its practice in real life. This is a glorious program. Not well known yet, but it's it will become the leading program in Albuquerque. I want to invite you to the orientation. Come. You have nothing to lose. Well, maybe some weight and maybe some poor health and everything to gain. Health, absolutely. But I want you to come. Also, I'll offer free consultations to anyone who wants to talk about getting healthy. But you're worth it. You invest in so many things in life. Let's invest in us. I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to meeting you. This is Dr. Paul signing off. I'll see you soon. I'm working on other videos. I'm not real good at these, but I'm working on them so that I can communicate. Thank you very much for watching.